So I'm going to be comparing the Galaxy S22 versus the iPhone 13 mini. Now, when it comes to getting a new phone, there are always a few categories you need to look at, such as camera, battery life, performance, and of course, display. While these phones are pretty close in most categories, the S22 does dominate in almost all of them. However, I'm not saying just get the S22 over the iPhone 13 mini, because if you're already on iOS, it's always a lot easier to switch over to a new iPhone and vice versa. Personally, I know people have been using iOS for years, and when they try to switch over to a Samsung or Android phone, they absolutely hate it. Of course, as I'm getting into this comparison, if you guys wanted to check either of these phones out, I'll throw some links in the description. Now, when it comes to design, both phones are all glass, but you get a much smaller display at 5.4 inches on the 13 mini. You've also got the notch you got to deal with. Then on the S22, you've got a 6.1 inch display with no notch. Both phones have 120 gigabytes of base storage, which is nice. Then when it comes to battery sizes, you've got a 2438 built-in battery on the iPhone 13 mini and then a 3700 mAh built-in battery on the S22. Honestly, battery life is probably going to be pretty comparable. I wouldn't say one is exactly better than the other. I'd say it's pretty close. Now, if you want to see a big difference, it's going to be phone photography. Now, the S22 comes with a 50 megapixel back camera compared to the 12 megapixel back camera on the 13 mini. You could also record in 8K at 24 frames per second max on the S22 compared to 4K at 30 frames per second on the iPhone 13 mini. Now, I've got one example picture here. I actually took a picture of my S22 box looking pretty fresh, right? And from this one picture, you know, it's not like you can see a huge difference, but if you wanted to buy a phone strictly for the phone photography, I would say go with the S22. I mean, it's just got a beast of a camera. Okay, the next thing I want to do is kind of go over some of the video quality and sound quality. So I'm going to let a 1-minute clip play. So let's check that out. Okay, next up, I'm going to get into a gaming performance comparison playing Into the Dead 2. I'm going to start up top with the S22, come down to the iPhone 13 mini. Then we're going to wrap up, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on which phone makes more sense to buy. Okay, guys, the S22 really does dominate in almost every category, but there are two of them which are really important, such as the display being bigger, which is going to be better for watching video, playing games, and just entertainment purposes. It's 6.1 inches, and the phone doesn't have a notch like the 13 mini. Then, of course, when it comes to phone photography, the S22 is just an amazing phone. I mean, it really is. Okay, anyways, those are my thoughts. If you guys want to chime in, feel free to do that below in the comments. If you want to learn more about these phones, also have some resource links in the description. Thanks for watching this one, guys, and we'll see y'all in the next video.